What's up YouTube, Koi51 here, time for another video, and it looks like we've got something that came out of nowhere. I mean, it's an interview, it's something, it's Persona related, possibly. I'm saying possibly at this point because what we've got here is an article from Persona Central. I have the link in the description below. It's pretty much just saying that a few new Atlus employees, they're hiring. Come on, man. Let me work for you guys, man. I'm like your biggest fan. But again, we've got new Atlus employees that have been interviewed, and this is big. They're hinting at an unannounced RPG, and then, like, I say RPG, like I have to stress RPG specifically. This is big news. This could be something that just kind of slipped under the cracks. I really hope these two employees don't get into trouble for it, for maybe leaking this information out. But essentially, I've got the article here. I'm just gonna read it out, and you know, let's dissect it as we go through. It's nothing really too major so far, but you know, I haven't read the article yet, so there could be something along the way. Anyway, let's see. A recent Atlus employee interview conducted by the Japanese job placement information website MyNavi hints at a unannounced title as well as Persona 5 development. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's pretty much just maybe just a standard interview. Maybe like in Japan, it's sort of like a pretty much if you have the skills, it's like a job sort of thing. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming this website has just they assist people into getting into jobs of maybe that sort of that field, you know, the gaming development field. So that's cool. I guess it is a website. It's called MyNavi. Continuing now, we have a picture of the two. With this, no, okay, so it doesn't really. Okay, I guess that's the best picture I can get. But yeah, just, you know, I don't think that's really important. Oh God, I made it too big. Actually, that's better now. Actually, that's a little bit better. I'm gonna leave it like that. A recent Atlus employee, yep, okay, so MyNavi, whose primary functions include providing workplace articles that show the attractions of actual corporations, recently interviewed two new Atlus employees who both graduated in 2013 about their experience at the company. Okay, so they've been working there for about a couple years now, but, you know, like, just well under maybe like around 2 years. That's enough time to get themselves as sort of assimilated into the company and really be, you know, led in onto maybe a few secrets. Maybe this is why they talked about it. I think this is just a quote from the main guy, HI. A sense of fulfillment from the interesting work I have done, I have been longing to take part in. So this guy's a Persona fan, or a Shin Megami Tensei fan, or he is an Atlus fan. That's good. If you want to work for a company, you may as well be passionate for what you do. The first interview is of a programmer with the initials HI, who works for Atlus Creative Department First Production. That is Persona, that is Shin Megami Tensei team, okay? I think that's it. Creative first production. I remember when you play a Shin Megami Tensei game, especially with the peer, even like Devil's Summoner and like those type of games, there'll be like a logo at the beginning showing first production. So he's part of the Shin Megami Tensei team, essentially the programming team for Shin Megami Tensei. The Persona studio is definitely separate from. Like, because if you guys don't know, Atlus has different teams inside it. They have the Etrian Odyssey team, they have the First Production team, and they have the Persona team, which is P Studio, you know? So this guy is working for the, essentially the Shin Megami Tensei team. So this is good news. This is, okay, so clearly this isn't Persona, because they've got Persona 5 already, so this is something else completely. He states that he has been familiar with Atlus games since his elementary school days and having a dream of working in the video game industry. The company he wanted to join the most was Atlus. He found the dark atmosphere of Atlus RPGs compelling, and he is glad his wish to join the company came true. Good on you, man. Like, dude, like, good job to this guy. He was passionate. He loves these series of games, and now he's got a job at the company that makes it. Dude, that's like awesome. Like, one day I'll wish to do that. I wish to join a company. I don't know which one yet. Maybe Atlus. I love Atlus, but again, this guy living his dream. You know, it's a real, like, if you're passionate enough, you'll get there. So he says that he joined the company he says that since he joined the company, every day has been fulfilling. His opinion is sought. He can freely discuss with seniors and veterans, and all for the purpose of developing a new game. So he's got some respect in there. That's good, you know. That means the higher ups, the veterans, the originals, probably see his ideas as something that could potentially work in the market. Because if you know, if it's something that just not really like if it's something outdated, of course it won't work in this society. So maybe he's bringing fresh ideas in for the veterans, and the veterans are appreciating that because maybe they can coincide, because he's a big fan of these games. He understands how they work, you know. Like I hope he does. If he got hired from Atlus, I'm sure he does. But he understands like what needs to be done, but also what needs to be modern and relevant. Because that's the problem with games today. It's that once it becomes outdated, it's really hard to go back to them. Especially in like a genre that's like pretty much to the world's eyes actually kind of outdated. Like the JRPG, like, no, I'm not saying the JRPG genre is outdated per se, but I'm saying that Shin Megami Tensei, you look at Shin Megami Tensei as an example, Shin Megami Tensei 3 to Shin Megami Tensei 4 was a big leap in terms of like accessibility and creating, like, using modern ideas, and also but still keeping to the tradition of the Shin Megami Tensei series. So if you think of it that way, it makes sense for them to bring young blood in, you know. If I were to give examples of other companies doing that, you see Nintendo of all people are doing it. With their new game Splatoon. Splatoon is made entirely of young developers of Nintendo, and this is their first big game, and this is just a sign of showing that yes, the young blood of this company can make games and, you know, push this company forward, make sure it's still good. So we'll keep going now. Another quote from HI. Personally, I believe Shin Megami Tensei 3 is Atlus's magnum opus. I want to realize a game that surpasses even that. So he's thinking ahead. So if you guys don't know, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, or if you were in Europe like I am, or Australia, it was Shin Megami Tensei Lucifer's Call. Was a impeccable game. It was one of those games where you knew playing it was something special. It had amazing themes. It was dark, it was dreary, it had an amazing soundtrack, it had all these things that made it into one of the most unique JRPGs of the time. It was fighting against like Final Fantasy X at the time, and this game was just balls out of the park, completely different to that style of fantasy RPG. This was just dark, dreary, religious tones, undertones, dark tones. Like you had different sort of you had three different sort of ideologies that were they were part of it. So in that sense, it was completely unique and great for the time period, the PS2's life cycle, which had a plethora of different JRPGs at the time. Alright, so keeping going. HI continues by stating that there are several distinct teams in game development, such as the UI, the user interface team, the battle team, the field team, and an organizational team. With HI belongs to the field team, which he says involves working with the basic screens the player interacts with, such as going to a shop or entering a battle. He works closely with the UI team to make sure the visual elements related to his job are well implemented. Okay, so he's got a really important job. He's not like some throwaway employee. He's really integral, because the field team is really important, because if you have a game that doesn't relay the correct information or doesn't allow you to interact in the way that you want the player to interact, you've got a game that just that is much more cumbersome than it already is. So he's making it a lot more sort of streamlined, you know. He's making sure that it's, you know, on point, players get what they need, and all these amazing things that he makes sure he's doing. It's really important. The field team is really important. So good job on him making that. Like, it's really a hard thing to do. Alright, so I'm gonna keep going. HI states that even though he graduated as a student studying programming in the field of video game development, his education hasn't ended, with every day being a form of study as he learns new skills and improves. When he first joined, he was hesitant and nervous due to being scared of failing, and because those around him were older than he is, but he soon realized that he was given a good amount of freedom to think and work the way he wanted, and if he was going in the wrong direction, he could simply start over without issue. Okay, so again, game development is not easy. It is very hard because, and especially in regards to if you're making a game, a brand new game that's not tied to anything, it's a lot easier to make that game because you are not restricted in any way. You are actually given total range, do whatever you want, and there's no one there to judge you. But when you're brought onto a team that has a established franchise, and also making sure that whatever you do is adherent to the rules of that franchise, it could be very daunting, especially in regards to you're the young person in this team. So I admire this guy's like just utmost courage and face in all of this, because video game development's hard. Like I did it, and it's a hard thing to get into. But this guy, you know, he just a little bit more personality about him. He's really sticking with it, you know, and that just shows how much of a fan he is. He really wants to make these games. HI finishes by saying that since game production goes over a long period of time, he is still involved with the game he started working on since he joined Atlus 2 years ago. It is an unannounced RPG, which he states will be rather innovative. He hopes fans will be receptive to it, as it is different from previous titles the company has developed. Okay. What am I getting from this? New Shin Megami. Or... wait a minute. Holy crap. Is this Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem? Because wasn't Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem announced a couple years ago? I need to double check that. Give me a second. Like, I'm just gonna bring up Fire Emblem. Just Fire Emblem Cross SMT. Because again, this is just me going off it. I'm not thinking. The game was officially announced in 2013, 2 years ago. When did he join? He joined 2013. This could be Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. I mean, what we got from the Nintendo Direct was no gameplay, just the concept trailer. So I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was brought in to assist, because he's young, he knows how to do it. Clearly, he has the skills for it. He's being brought in for an unannounced RPG project. Okay, so this is where it kind of gets weird. When they say unannounced, that means it hasn't been shown any at all. So that kind of also destroys the Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem theory. As much as I really want it, it doesn't seem so likely. The timing would have been perfect, but it can't be. It just can't be now. Oh man. Oh, I got excited for nothing. I'm really sorry, you guys. I got really excited. But okay, no more diddly daddling. I haven't said that in years. Diddly daddling. Diddly daddling. New Shin Megami Tensei game. It's all of it is there. I mean, he works for First Production, the Shin Megami Tensei team. He is brought in as a UI guy, and you know it's clearly it has to be something to do with the Shin Megami Tensei series. I mean, the last one we had was 4. It could be a new Devil Summoner series. It could be a new Devil. What's the other one? Digital Devil Saga. It could be a Digital Devil something in relation to that series. We don't know, but it's clearly from the evidence. You know, he's part of the SMT team. It has to be related to SMT at this point. It just has to be. We're gonna get going. I'm glad the games I've been involved with have a great reputation with fans. This is from NK. So this is the second person. She is okay. So the second I'm just gonna read it. The second interviewee is a woman identified only as NK who works for Atlus Creative Department's second production, aka B Studio. This is the Persona team. She is most likely Nanako Kobayashi, who worked as an event planner for Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Okay, that's okay. That's, you know, that's fine. She did an event plan. That's still involved. You have to know everything with the game. After graduating, she was looking for video game production related jobs. She had a particular interest in Atlus since the start of the Shin Megami Tensei Persona and other unique games they make. Also, because planner positions were divided between scenarios and system, it was an appropriate venue to apply as a literature graduate. Okay, so she does scenarios, so she does a lot of... Okay, event planner, oh my god, my brain. Event planner is pretty much just story writer and systems, making sure that everything works. Okay, cool. After joining the company, she has been assigned to scenario-related work involving story and settings. A game's main scenario will be written by a senior, but there are many other segments of text which several people are involved in realizing. The main goal that NK keeps in mind relating to her work, make it interesting. She has to keep the player perspective in mind. Each distinct scene can arouse a player's interest, and pacing is very important. The writing must be done in a way that it can sustain tens of hours, unlike a novel, which is generally a shorter experience. It's okay. Alright, there's a quote that's underneath a picture. I have strong feelings for SMT3, and I think Persona 4 Golden is a masterpiece. My eyes light up thinking of reaching that game as a goal. Good, that's a good goal. That's a good goal. Those two games are good goals to go for. It's helpful to look at the text seniors have written. It's also helpful to look at the story structure of certain movies and use it as a foundation for certain scenarios. During some of our meetings, I'll get good ideas by discussing certain movies and going like in that scene. Okay, so she's using a lot of examples for her work, which is good. Oh, that's my phone. No time for that. NK states that currently the development of Persona 5 is progressing steadily, and that her work on it is approaching its end. Oh my god, that means the scenario is just wrapping up now. So that means they've planned it all out. This is good, you know. This means it's coming together. Okay, that's good. When the game was unveiled on February 5th, she was bracing herself for the expectations and reactions of the audience. Addressing those potentially interested in her type of position, NK concludes that by saying, while it only involves writing text, they should try moving the screen by coming up with a simple script for themselves. It's a prototype, and one that can be used when applying for the job. While gaining experience, it is fun to try several different kinds of writing across a larger range. In the future, I would like to have a large variety of skills, and I would like to be involved with a new game as a leader. Oh, she's dreaming big. She's dreaming big, you know. And that's it for the article, but what are my thoughts on this? One, unannounced game with evidence that the guy who's doing the field stuff is from the Shin Megami Tensei game is really exciting, because even if it's something from the Devil Summoner series or anything like that, and if it's using the same engine as like Persona 5, we're gonna have a really good game. But of course, it could be potentially a portable game as well, which I'm fairly happy with. I think the portable like game iterations are perfectly fine. As for NK, I'll keep an eye on her. If her goal is to make a game that surpasses Persona 4 Golden and SMT3, that's a big goal. But then Persona 5 is doing that right now. But she also has goals of making her own Persona game. Now, she is the scenario writer, and everyone loves the stories in the Persona games. So she could be big. I think I really hope there's a game that she makes herself, because if she has full control of that story, like imagine if she made like, if I'm thinking like an idiot, Persona 5 will have spin-offs. It just will, especially in regards to Like, you look at Persona 4, it's got the spin-offs, but Persona 5 should have spin-offs, right? What if we get like a visual novel where it's just story and it's written by her, and it's sort of, it serves as like an interlude between P5 and P6. You know, it could be interesting. Like, she could make any type of game, but she has the writing credentials for it. Anyway, I am officially done with this video. It brings up a lot of interesting things, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, this article just came out of nowhere, so I thought I may as well just read it right before I go to sleep, because it's, as of this time, it's almost midnight, so it's time to sleep. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, you know, have a good day. Anyway, yep, more Persona news coming when it hits. Yeah, just expect more videos. Koi51 out.